What's going on, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, just look at some levels in play for this week and what's been going on. We are still showing long on the Delta indicator. Told you guys we'd give you an update on that. And if you're interested in staying abreast to this indicator, because it kind of gives us the overall direction, what we should be looking for longs or shorts, you can join us in the room. Guys, they've renewed this $2.99. That's usually only a Black Friday special. I just got notice from the sales team that was coming back online for 2 days. So that's going to be till the 31st. So if you guys are interested in getting into the room with us, this is 1 year. Great deal, very low price. You're in the room with us every day. You can ask questions and we give you the trade signals in the room. So check that out. All right, guys, let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so as we were talking about, the Delta indicator is still long, and as long as those futures, March futures on BitMEX are being bought up, it's going to continue to keep that sentiment. Things are getting a little flat and choppy. You'll notice what's happening right now as price is targeting prior highs. It took out this high here and pulled back. If this turns to the short, this pinkish shade, then we'll probably be looking at these lows down here at around the 7,000 mark. And we'll look at some other levels in the order book here shortly that target levels below that and levels above as well. If we look at the Bitcoin gap chart, we came out of the weekend. You notice the last 2 weekends were bullish, where from Friday after the market closed, price was bought up. But those are being backfilled. Same thing happened today. Today's price action just basically backfilled that gap. Now that that gap is filled, expect a bounce. Doesn't mean that we'll come back up all the way. We could roll over, but I do expect probabilities are a bounce to the upside. Mid-gap level for this is 73.28, very similar to what we saw last week. And so getting a back above that would be a good sign for the bulls. Otherwise, the price move to that level may see some rejection initially. On the 4-hour chart, last signal we got was the moneymaker. Again, if you're interested in these signals, head over to Trade Like a Genius. That gave us that move up to 74.96. Haven't seen a sell signal kick in, which means that we didn't get the extremes that we're looking for on this move here. And so even though this has faded back off, we're kind of back into support here. So again, nothing really telling us that there's a big short to be had here. This is more starting to get into like a choppy range. If we look at the daily chart, you'll notice the 50-period moving average on a daily was actually where this thing rejected off of, and that's very close to where the weekly 50-period too. So you have two, a daily and a weekly 50-period moving average kind of converging on the same level and acting as resistance in that way. So right now the daily, we're pinching between that and this moving average, which is our 20 weighted moving average. So we're in there. A lot of times you'll see a pinch like this happen between moving averages, and price kind of stays in there. The other thing to note on the daily is the stochastic crosses. Now, when you're in a bear market, these stochastic crosses are pretty deadly. You'll see that every single one has produced lower lows. And so when that happens, we want to take note we're here now. A hint that the down channel move is over is when these crosses do not produce a lower low. And an example of that would be back over here where you have a stochastic cross. For example, this one here, you'll notice didn't really go anywhere, stopped. You had another stochastic cross here, came down, was bought right back up. So that's the difference between you're in an uptrending market, bullish market, and then a bearish market. This is basically a bearish pullback and a overall bullish move up. And this will be like the reaccumulation out of the bear market. So this is actually an important stochastic cross, because I do think this move is largely coming to an end to the downside because of the proximity of halving, and it'll be interesting to see how this holds. We are getting a cross as of today, seeing how this pullback, if it does at all even come, how that behaves. I do think we're gonna have a little bit of chop in here and another move very short term up to the upside, and then this plays out over the course of several days on a larger pullback. So a little bit of upside to begin with, short term, and then more downside potentially into the week. And then we'll see how this plays out. Just some other macro metrics to look at. The market cap. We haven't looked at the Tether cap in a while, but Tether market cap has stayed pretty consistent. When I say tether, I just mean stable coins in general. This is just telling us that we haven't really seen any reduction in the amount of fiat that's in play in the cryptocurrency space. Like back here, you saw a big drop and then the price dropped as well. We're seeing basically the levels maintain. Although the price has fallen off, we're not seeing a subsequent outflow in fiat. I do expect price to move back up and toward these levels eventually. Also noting that this is our Fib multiplier levels, and you'll notice again the 50-period weekly moving average rejected price, okay, 7,500. So for price, it'll be key to get back above that 50-period weekly moving average. If we do that, then I think we can start looking at not only the top of the current channel, which is about $8,000, but you could also start talking about getting back toward this Fib multiplier level, the 236 level at 92.76. If we look at the order book, levels to note, and these get printed in the order book. This is a BitMEX order book. You'll notice there's some levels being printed at 7,000 and also down at 6,850 area. Again, after a move back up here short term, I think that potentially could be in play for later in the week. Now, if things get crazy to the upside and you get one of those, quick moves up, then areas of interest are going to be the 7,750 to 7,800 area on up to 7,900, and then you've got this level that's been basically printing for a while now at around 8K. I do think if we do get a spike up to that, that's going to be a big short. We should see a decent rejection from that level. Just a reminder, the weekly confirmed that the miners, the hash bands flipped back up, green light. So typically, guys, green light on the weekly, which is what we have confirmed now. The bottom is either in, that means this is in, or you might see one quick move down that could potentially take out that low. We only saw that one other time in the history of these happening, which has been about 10 times now in the course of Bitcoin's short lifespan. But in any case, this is historically a really, really good time to be getting long with Bitcoin. Okay, so we're either these lows hold or one more quick dip. But in any case, if there is another dip, usually that one exception came within a week, and then it was in, and that was it, and then we started grinding higher. I think most of the selling from the Plus token and things like that have subsided, and so we're back to kind of natural market forces in play, and that means a grind up into May. On the next video, we're going to talk about this. This is a very bullish indication and also another signal to be getting long for the next move up in the Bitcoin bull cycle into halving. So we'll talk about that in tomorrow's video. Other than that, guys, that's it for this update. Appreciate you guys watching. Please hit like and subscribe. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.